And these really suck. Like, really suck.
Really suck, really suck, really suck.
That's our mantra. It's like our morning, like at Walmart, where they do the cheer. Like, Walmart. Really suck, really suck. All right, here we go. Ready?
I'm ready.
Set and...
And now... It's the Still Unnamed Podcast. With your hosts, Pete and Mark.
Hey kids, and welcome to another exciting edition of the Still Unnamed Podcast. I'm Pete Salas along with...
Mark Double Trouble Rodriguez.
That's a good one. I like that, and I'll tell you why. Double Trouble. You saw that because of the poster on the wall. We have... For those of you who've never been to the TSUP studios, it is located in the back of Beo's Bar and Grill. You owe me another beer.
Shut up! Nobody heard that.
I did. We have a poster up of Stevie Ray Vaughan and his band Double Trouble. So that is where you saw that. And
yeah. You set it up, and then I realized I had 2 seconds of a panic attack because I realized I had nothing, no name. And I looked around, and I saw that, and I was like, that's a good one.
Well, it's also funny because I have those Google Home Hub things.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Which, incidentally, we are available on now. If you have one of those in your home, all you need to go do is walk up to it and say, hey, Google, play the latest episode of the Still Unnamed Podcast. That's not what I asked for, but that's... Hey, okay, hold on. Time out. Hey, Google, you're embarrassing me in front of my fan base.
Google, shut the fuck up!
Well, in most cases, it'll work. All right, hold on 1 second. We're having some technical difficulties. Hey, Google, shut up. Stop. All right, well, in most cases, if you don't have a ridiculously stupid Google, you can walk up to it and you can say, hey, Google.
Wake phrase.
Yes, the wake phrase. Play the latest episode of the Still Unnamed Podcast, and it will play it for you. But anyway, in my home, I have two, not one, but two Google Home Mini things.
Yeah.
So I've synced them, and their name is Double Trouble. So what you do is you say, wake phrase, play the Rolling Stones on Double Trouble. And it'll play on both speakers in two different rooms, so your whole home will be filled with music.
That's pretty cool. I didn't know that could happen.
Yeah, it's cool. And mine's called Double Trouble. That's what I named it. So anyway, where were we? What were we saying? What were we doing?
I don't know. I was going to talk about that name that I just made up because I went to HEB earlier today, and I was like, oh shit, we got the Still Unnamed Podcast that I need to record. I need to start thinking of a name, and I thought of a good name, and then later on today, I was taking a shower, and I was like, what the fuck was my name?
Okay.
So I told myself then and there, don't think of a name until you're in the studio, because you're going to forget it. And then instead of thinking of a good name, you're just going to try to remember the name that you had.
So now, at this point, you're going to just start naming things on the wall. And there's hundreds of things on this wall, so you could...
Yeah, I'm probably going to be fine for a minute or two.
So, anywho... before we started, we were like, what the hell are we going to talk about? Because it's become really hard to come up with topics and whatnot. And you came up with something, but you kind of just gave me a little tidbit about it.
Just a taste.
Let's try it. Well,
okay, so we were watching Ellen today. Not today. I was watching Ellen this week at work, and there was a segment where Ellen surprised a guest at their house. So the camera crew comes in, and that woman, she's in her home, and she starts bawling. She starts crying, and she's like, oh, my God. Because it wasn't so much that she was seeing Ellen, she was seeing one of her producers, and he comes out sometimes, and apparently he's like, she finds him like cute and charming and all that good stuff.
Okay.
So she's smitten by him, and she starts bawling, and she's like, yeah, and you're gonna come over to the studios, and here's 2 tickets to Ellen, and you're gonna be able to see this guy. And she's like, oh my God, and she starts crying. She's just bawling, Pete. Okay. And I started thinking, is there anyone that could surprise you or any like me that would bring me to the verge of tears? And now here's the caveat. It's not like you're walking through the mall and you see Owen Wilson as an example.
It's a weird one to jump to.
Like Owen Wilson wouldn't make you cry. You see Owen Wilson in the mall, you're like, oh shit, that's Owen Wilson. No, this person comes to your house.
Okay.
Or is revealed in a box or something
Okay.
and says, hey, Pete, I'm here for you. I'm here to surprise you. I want to be with you. Well, not be with you, but like...
Owen Wilson.
Wow. I'm here, like, hey, Pete, what's going on? I'm here for you.
Okay, like to hang out or
Exactly.
whatever.
Like, just like, this is special for you. I specially came down here for you.
Man, I don't know, because I have really, really, like... And I'm not at all like trying to brag at all, but like I've met a couple celebrities in my day. You know, I've done some events and different, promotional stuff, and I am pretty good when it comes to meeting celebrities. Like of just kind of like playing it cool. And
I mean, you hung out with Lou Ferrigno.
I did
for a whole weekend.
I did, and Michael Rooker last year, and just several people. I met Motley Crue, like we talked about, and it wasn't like one of those, oh my God moments, like I'm sure some people would have, Elisa. And
I brought this question up to Alyssa, and she said, I cried when I met Bret Hart.
It was Kurt Angle.
Kurt Angle, I'm sorry.
Yeah, we never met Bret Hart. Yeah, I've met.
She'd probably shit her pants if she met
probably,
Bret Hart.
But she did, and we walked up to like this gate where he was signing autographs or whatever, and he looked up at her, and he might have hugged her. I don't remember, but like she did start crying like a little girl.
Yeah.
But anyway, I don't think that there's any celebrity that would like make me like start crying.
Like, oh my God. Like, Pete, like not, I'm going to an event I'm expecting them to see.
Right.
I'm expecting to see Motley Crue at a Motley Crue event.
Right.
I'm fucking chilling at my house. Maybe it's my birthday.
Ding dong. And
like, and then Jamie's like, hey, Pete, who could be at the door? And you're like, okay, here we go. It's Jamie. She's probably got a little something to surprise me.
Right.
You open the door, and then boom, it's Luke Wilson.
Of the infamous Wilson brothers.
Here comes Double Trouble.
No, man, I don't know. Like, not cry. Like, but that would
maybe take your breath away.
Probably. I would have to say.
Let me give you some time to think about it, because I thought about it.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
And I feel like, because I'm not really into anything, I gave it a hard think, like, because I was like, come on, you got it. Maybe somebody could give you a little, like, maybe take your breath away. Mm-hmm. David Tennant from Doctor Who. I know you don't know.
Okay, no, I do know who he is. Okay. He's the purple man from Jessica Jones.
Yes, the purple man from Jessica Jones.
Yeah.
Look, I'm going to be 100% real. I have a man crush on him. I think he's the bee's knees.
Yeah.
He's a cutie patootie. When he had his... Bro, I'm fucking... Here we go.
Uh-oh.
I'm
I
stuttering.
smell a Whovian rant.
Because in Doctor Who, he was hot. I'm going to fucking say it. He was hot.
Uh-oh.
He had the fucking badass hair, and he would wear the shit out of a suit.
Okay.
And I'm like, that is a hot man.
And what character did he play on Doctor Who?
He was the Doctor.
Oh, okay.
He was the titular Doctor of Doctor Who.
I don't know him. I don't know Doctor Who, but
it's fine.
I know him from Jessica Jones, and I thought he was a great character there. So
yeah, and he was a really good character.
He is cool. He does have a menacing presence to him, and But see, I would like to meet him just because of. See that, but is it character based? Because it's whoever you most associate him with, and you associate him with as the Doctor,
correct?
Who's obviously the good guy in that show,
correct?
He's probably nice and funny and charming or whatnot, and I associate him as the Purple Man from Jessica Jones, who was just a piece of shit, evil bastard. So I would like to meet him because he's a menacing fucker, and
that's cool.
That's cool. But I don't know if he would take my breath away. Honestly, you know who? Because it used to be his catchphrase and it used to be his moniker. But I legitimately feel that The Rock is the most electrifying man in sports entertainment and possibly in Hollywood. I think that he is the most charming fucker.
You know what? You're absolutely right.
On every single interview, everything that he's in, he steals the scene.
Yeah.
And I think that if he would probably be one that I would be like, fuck, I don't want to go talk to him. Like, no, I can't talk to him.
Like,
He's fucking rock.
The way he smiles, even the
Well-
way he can smolder or he could smile, and either I'm like, whoa. Whoa, the Rock.
I think
Dwayne The Rock.
we're talking in two different.
He's so hot. No, I'm
aspects.
just- I just want him to hold for me in his arms and protect me.
Yeah, probably that. I think, like, let's just say, in a few years, once his star has faded a little bit and he
Yeah.
starts doing the Comic-Con scene, let's just say, like, the Rock's come in and I get to drive him around.
The Rock says.
I'd be playing that in the car nonstop. No, I think that would give me a little bit of like, oh fuck, am I worthy of
You'd
driving?
get giddy.
I can hang out with Lou Ferrigno all day long.
Uh-huh.
He's a '70s TV star.
Yeah.
But this is like legit movie star.
Yeah.
And I don't think I would be that way with like Tom Cruise or like who else are the big guys, like George Clooney, Brad Pitt, all those like top tier, celebrities.
Johnny Depp.
Well, maybe Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp's on that same like enigmatic character.
I don't think she could shock me, but like I don't even think I could approach Meryl Streep.
Really?
She is.
I mean, no.
She's like on another level. Like if I saw her from afar, I'd be like, "Wow, this is it."
She does have like an air of royalty, and it's not just because she's played the queen.
Yeah,
like she does have that Hollywood royalty look about her.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you're putting me on the spot, I would say The Rock would be one that again would not make me cry, but it would definitely make me second guess my worthiness of hanging out with him or whatever.
Or him just fucking busting out of a refrigerator box saying,
Right.
"Hey, Pete."
Yeah.
"Hey, booba." I don't even care. Google, I said booba.
You fucking dumbass.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. So it'd be one of those like ding dong and like, hey man, and I'm like, oh my god, you're The Rock. Yeah, what's your name? Well, my name is. It doesn't matter what your name is, and I would start crying.
Then you would start crying.
Yeah, if he was in full WWE Rock mode and not Dwayne Johnson, then yeah, maybe I would cry instantly.
I'm so happy.
I can die a happy man.
Call me a jabroni.
But in that same vein, one thing that always gets me, and it's only with wrestlers, it's not actors or other sports figures, is when I watch those like Make-A-Wish videos where wrestlers go and like hang out with sick children and kids that are obviously like
not doing
probably not going to make it out of that hospital, and they come by and they just like brighten their day like that. That warms my cold heart.
Yeah.
I gotta say, I'm just throwing that out there because I thought of that right now, and it's one of those things that like, fuck, dude, to see them give back like that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's very sweet. I mean, they work almost every week.
Yeah.
And then they take time out of their week
to
go visit sick children. It's selfless and it's admirable.
Right. For as much as like I hate John Cena as a wrestler, like he's a hell of a guy.
I hear he holds the record.
He does. He's the number one requested and most fulfilled Make-A-Wish personality. Yeah. So that's pretty cool.
Not just wrestler wise, like people wise in general.
Yeah. No. It's probably a really long list to get on the John Cena visitation thing. So anyway, I know what I wanted to talk to you about. We infamously went and saw Captain Marvel and we fell asleep. Do you remember that?
I vaguely recall it, yes.
Okay. Well, I went to go see it again.
Ooh.
Yep, I went with Jamie and we went to a 9 o'clock showing. So
in PM?
PM, 9 o'clock PM, which is pushing it.
It's close.
It was pushing it, and it was on a Tuesday.
Yeah.
But either way, I was like, okay, the last one, the movie didn't really get started till like 11, so this time, let's just say 9:45-ish, whatever, after all the previews. I'm proud to say I did not fall asleep this time.
Yay!
Did not fall asleep at all. I watched the entire movie from beginning to end. Now that I have the full 2 hours in my head, You and I missed probably more than half the movie.
Are you serious?
There was scenes in there that I did not even recognize a fragment of.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, there was like so many different scenes. They spent a really long time on Earth in that lady's house that was her friend with the daughter.
Yeah.
Like a good, like the second act of the film was in that town, in that house.
That's crazy.
I missed it completely. I finally saw how she got her suit.
How?
The little girl helped her design it because the little pad on her arm could like change the color scheme, and the little girl decided on red, yellow, and blue. So that's how it happened. And there's just, I mean, dude, I was like blown away by how much I had missed.
And was it significantly better?
It was a lot better. It was a lot better.
Damn it.
So, but I need to now that I've seen the film 1.5 times, I can say what I was starting to say that night while we were walking out. We were kind of half asleep, stumbling to our car, trying to like piece together, and the other one's kind of like embarrassed to admit to the other one that you might have fallen asleep through it. But I now think that she was. I didn't really care for her as Captain Marvel.
Okay.
I'm going to be honest here. And
all right.
the reason being is she was just a little bit too cute. And I'm not saying cute like, because, I mean, Brie Larson's a beautiful girl, but she was just too cutesy, like too like playful with when like during a fight scene.
She was a bit too cheeky.
She was trying to be real cute, like playing up to the audience. I don't know what it was, but just kind of like there's like in the last fight scene, she's waiting for them to walk into like the room where they're gonna fight, and she's kind of just dangling her feet like she's a little girl on a swing, and she's like, "Hey guys, looking for me," or whatever the hell she said, and it was just a little bit too. I don't know. I couldn't quite put my finger on it.
That seems almost Deadpool-esque.
Well, yeah, and the reason that I'm being a little harsh on it is because I'm comparing it to the only other like leading woman in a comic book, which is Wonder Woman, which I absolutely loved. Mm-hmm. And I mean, yes, I have a mad crush on Gal Gadot, but I'm putting that aside.
Yep.
She was a great Wonder Woman.
I think she portrayed it really well.
It was a really good movie. It was like serious when it had to be. It was a little bit playful without crossing over that line of just being a little bit too cute. And
she was still a fish out of water.
Right.
She still didn't know what was going on, so she had those cute little like I don't understand what's going on things.
Right. Yeah, there were those moments, but she wasn't cute for the sake of trying to be cute. And I think
which is cuter.
Exactly. Which I think that Brie Larson did a little bit too much in Captain Marvel. That is just my opinion. I'm not saying that is gospel, but anyway. What else is going
on? So Dexter, he's a cheeky bastard. Mm-hmm. Well, I got 2 stories, just little quick stories. So not yesterday. No, yes, it was yesterday. Last night he wanted gum and he wanted a dessert.
Okay.
And he finished his dinner and we said, "You're not gonna get dessert and then a gum, because that's not gonna happen. You can get one. You can get gum as your dessert, or you can get like a little dessert. Dessert, we mean like a piece of candy."
Okay.
So he goes to the little cabinet that we have where we have all their like
I'm familiar. I'm
piñata
familiar
candy
with your
and all
snack
that
cabinet.
stuff. And then he comes back and he says, "Can I have a lollipop as my dessert?" And Alyssa says yes. And then he walks away. Okay. And I turned to her and I said, "He's very clever. He's going to get a blow pop." He goes, he gets a blow pop, he comes back and he says, "Can this be my dessert?"
Well, at least he asks.
Yes,
at least he comes back to confirm.
And Alyssa's like, "Yes, you can." And he goes, "I pulled a sneaky."
He said that?
He pulled a sneaky one. He was very clever.
That's funny.
And he's another example of how he's clever, because he's able to like work things out in his head. We were playing Truth or Dare. Him, the girl, and myself. We were driving to go get some gas. They were in the back seat. They were bored. They're like, "Let's play Truth or Dare." And I was like, "That's fine." Okay. So they were both asking me Truth or Dare. The boy goes first. I say truth, and I forgot what he asked. And then the girl goes next, and then I say truth, and then it was the boy's turn again. And he says, truth or dare? And can you pick dare? And I was like, yeah, dare. And he goes, I dare you to always say dare every time I ask you truth or dare. And I was like, okay. So then it was the girl's turn, and she said truth or dare, and I said truth because obviously he's going to always dare me, so I'd prefer to get at least a few truths, because if a 5 and 7-year-old are telling me dare all the time, it's going to get pretty ridiculous.
You got boxed into a corner.
Exactly. So she said, I said truth. She asked, are you really going to do the dares that Dexter said? And I said, yes, to the best of my ability. And then it was Dexter's turn again. And he said, I dare you to stop listening to Harley.
Oh, my God. He's diabolical.
He is so clever. He's playing chess and we're playing checkers.
Right. Oh, my God.
And she just says, hey! And I was like, hey, Dexter, that's not fair. So then he said, okay.
Oh, the joys of having small children.
Yep. He's a clever son of a biscuit.
So I had a very busy weekend so far.
Cool.
And it's still going right now because we're recording. Yeah, I've worked all weekend.
Doing?
I worked this Polo event, Polo/balloon, hot air balloon festival.
What's it, like a polo? Like
Polo, like the game where the guys are on horses and they hit balls with long sticks.
A shirt with a collar, is that a polo, or is it just named after the company Polo?
It's kind of a loaded question.
Like Kleenex, they're not like a tissue. They're called tissues, but everybody calls them Kleenex because of the company Kleenex.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
So a collared shirt.
Any brand, any clothing brand who creates a collared shirt,
people usually just call polos.
I think they're all called polos.
Okay.
But like, maybe Ralph Lauren like coined the phrase, or
I don't know.
style?
I got us way off topic. Anyway,
yes.
so you were playing with horses or what?
Yeah, I was playing
There's
with horses.
Polo here?
Apparently. So there's a polo league that plays in McAllen. I did not realize this. But,
there's a whole league?
Well, yeah. This is what I found out yesterday. Now, don't quote me on this.
Okay, I'm interrupting.
Because I was just there to like hand out, tchotchkes from my company.
Yeah.
And but I ended up sitting and enjoying myself for a while.
Mm-hmm.
I did not understand the game of polo. For those of you who don't know, which I didn't know, and I may be wrong on this, but there's like 6 rounds, and then there's breaks in between each round. And what I have found, at least from my own visual perspective, is they give them breaks to give the horses time to like go shit or eat some hay or whatever. And the jockeys get to come and mingle amongst the people and get fucking shit-faced, because that's all I saw them doing, is in between rounds, they were off coming and going to the bar area, and which it doesn't seem very safe to like get loaded
horse?
And then you shouldn't drink and horse. But they got back on the horses and they were like riding around trying to hit balls.
Get back on that horse. That's where it comes from, Pete.
Maybe that's what it means. But the one gripe that I had, and I know that people are going to disagree with me on this one, but like there was hot air balloon rides. Okay.
Okay.
Now, what I didn't realize is if the wind is over 10 miles an hour, they're not going to go up on the hot air balloons, which I thought defeats the purpose of the hot air balloon. Like, don't you need wind to like propel you in a certain direction? Do you have any idea how the hot air balloons work? Okay. Like, because you can't control the direction of the wind, and there's no sail or anything. How do you
How do you steer?
How do you steer a hot air balloon?
I have never thought of that.
No?
But that's a good question. How do you steer a hot air balloon?
Right. I don't know.
Here's another thing that always blew my mind. Because I don't know how the world works. In theory, you could travel. Okay, not in theory, because that's not how it works. But it doesn't work where you're in a hot air balloon, let's say, and then you're hovering. You could potentially travel around the world in 24 hours.
But okay, I don't know if that's true, because I don't know how much gas or propane or whatever.
But
is
no,
in
like
the
think
tank.
about it. If you are hovering, the world should just spin.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Like without you moving
beneath you, and then you're just in the air. for 24 hours. But no, you always follow the Earth because of gravity or some shit.
Man, I wish one of us was good at science.
My friend Rod Sanders.
Okay. Hey, Rod. Does he still listen?
I don't think so. He explained it to me one time, and I still don't get it.
Okay, if you're tethered to the ground...
But no, like, let's say hypothetically you're not tethered to the ground. You're literally floating above the air.
Right.
You're going to follow the Earth. Because
I don't think that's right.
No, yeah, because the amount of resistance you're pushing up is the same resistance that's pulling you down or something. Pete, I have no idea what I'm saying.
Why did you start going down
because
this path?
This is an interesting thing.
Uh-huh.
And if you want to look into it, here's your homework for today, listeners. Find out why. Because it's true. Okay, I can't explain why, but if you hover in a hot air balloon... In theory... On paper, you should...
Take all scientific facts, because we don't know them.
Correct.
Off the table. If you are hovering...
Uh-huh.
Stationarily hovering.
Correct.
You are not moving left, right, east, west, north, south, whatever. You're just hovering.
Correct.
The Earth below you will continue rotating.
Right.
So when you finally come down, you will be in another part of the country, another part of the world?
No. I mean, in theory.
In theory, of course. That's what I'm saying.
But in reality, you're just going to stay in that spot.
Yeah, but the the weather and conditions needed to be like zero. There had to have been no wind to push you in any directions to allow you to remain hovering. Uh-huh. Right?
Pete, I should not have opened this
No,
can of
you
worms.
shouldn't. Because now it's going to bother me.
Because it's crazy.
I think in theory, again, I keep saying that like as if we fucking
According
know
to my hypothesis,
right?
Pete.
In theory, guys. In theory, okay. I don't want to say it again, but like in theory, yeah.
In 24 hours,
right?
You should travel the world.
You should travel around the world with the Earth moving below you, but I don't think that's true. I really think that
that's not going to happen.
You are tethered to the Earth's gravity.
Yeah, that is
no matter
true.
what.
Yeah.
So the Earth will continue spinning, and
you are going with
it.
Earth.
Right.
Yes.
I think that maybe you have to break into like
the stratosphere
orbit.
We're so stupid.
Is that what orbit means?
I mean, to
God,
orbit
like
the Earth is to orbit.
Wait. Fucking, I missed my whole point of why I even brought this up.
Because you were talking about a hot air balloon.
Yes, okay.
And then I steered us off.
All right.
Like you can't steer a hot air balloon.
These are not. It was very clear on the sign there. This is not a hot air balloon ride. This is a tethered ride.
Okay.
Okay, which means that the balloon's basket will stay connected to the Earth somehow. You're going to go straight up, 100 feet, however
much rope you got.
Right, and then you can just kind of like hover there, and then they'll bring you back down. You're not going to like go off into the field and like come back around or whatever, okay?
You're not on a hayride.
Right, you're on a balloon tethered ride. So anyway, here's my problem.
Okay.
They had balloon tethered rides set up for like 3 times throughout the day, because this was an all-day event from like 7 o'clock in the morning to 7 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
Okay? Polo match was, like I said, it's in segments, so it was like throughout the day.
Yeah.
Anyway, it said there, if the winds go above 10 miles an hour, they are not going to take those balloons up for safety reasons.
Got it.
Okay? Which made me question, like, well, don't you need the wind in order to let the balloon move? But this was before I understood that it was a tethered, like basically a glorified elevator. That's what you're paying for. Here's my problem.
Here we go.
It was $30
per person?
Per person. To go up on this balloon tethered up and down. No refunds.
Oh, come on.
If weather ruins the event or causes it.
That's bullshit.
Complete bullshit. Thank you for being on my side. Because I was like, dude, that is fucked up.
I don't have my abacus. I don't know what the wind speed is.
Does an abacus tell you the weather?
I don't have my golden compass.
Right. My farmer's almanac. I don't. Yeah, exactly. So basically, what ended up happening was they started balloon rides at like 7:30 or 8 o'clock in the morning. And by 8:30, the wind had gone to like 11 miles an hour. So they just deflated the fucking balloons. And whoever was standing in line to get on their next turn, they're like, "Don't worry, we're gonna do it again at 3 p.m." It's 8:30 in the morning, so now people who really wanted to go up on this balloon ride had to wait around all day for the next time. Well, let me tell you something. 3:30 came along, they never inflated the balloons.
That's such bullshit.
Because the wind just kept on picking up. So, fine, I get it. You can't control the weather. You can't control but why do they get to hold on to all of these people's $30 and not offer a refund?
No way, that's not fair.
That is not fair at all. So they had a lot of pissed off people, and
as they should have.
Thank you. I think so too, but it was pointed out to me by someone smarter than I am, which is my wife, that at these Polo this is not of local valley people. This hot air balloon company travels the world.
Okay.
Probably goes along with this Polo event. They're used to big cities. They're used to big city crowds, big city money. Now, we're a little bit different here in the valley. We're our own breed. Even rich people down here will still fight for their $30.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? Rich people down here got rich by not wasting $30 on a fucking balloon that didn't inflate.
Yeah.
Okay? So, while it is true that these people feel fully justified in asking for $30 for this glorified elevator and keeping the money if they couldn't fulfill their contractually obligated balloon ride. But it doesn't work that way down here in the valley.
No.
We will not stand for it. Well, granted, everyone stood for it because no one got their fucking money back. But
that's like going to the gas pump, asking for $30 of gas, paying for $30 of gas, and then them running out of gas and then saying sorry.
Right. No refunds.
Exactly.
That doesn't make sense.
That doesn't make sense to
me.
You
cannot offer a service you can offer a service and not be able to fulfill that service, but you do not get to keep that money. That's not
how the world works.
That's not good business.
No.
Well, we technically don't know how the world works because we're still wondering if we
I
stay
know how the
over.
world works, because 24 hours the world spins around.
Yes,
and it also moves a little bit.
And in theory,
the solar system.
In theory, if you're hovering above it, you will travel to China in like 18 hours.
8 hours? Oh, 18 hours makes more sense.
Yeah, I think it's on the
I don't know. Maps.
The way on the other side.
Here's another thing. Since we're on the subject, I was talking about flat earthers the other day.
Oh, God.
And so my ex-boss, he's one of the managers. He was talking to me about how his sister is dating a flat earther, and she made him hang out with him, and he didn't like it because it's bullshit, because the flat earther is crazy. And so he was telling me a bunch of his flat earth theories and just being overall ridiculous and how it was frustrating. And I was like, okay, that's pretty ridiculous. So then I was a couple of days later, I was doing work, and it crossed my mind, because my brain likes to process in the back, like most people's brains. And in my head, a flash came on and said, how did Pearl Harbor happen if the Earth is flat? Because they went from Japan to to Hawaii.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I see what you're saying.
So if the world was flat, how did they travel the entire world to get to... wouldn't it make more sense if the Earth was flat to travel to the other coast? So,
well, I'm not a history major.
Correct.
But I think that they got in hot air balloons and they hovered for 12 hours, and then they dropped the bomb. That's what I understood.
Okay, I don't think that's how it happened.
Okay.
So then it flashed in my head. I'm like, oh, I found a little loophole. So then I go to my boss, and he goes, here's how crazy they are. They have a theory called the Pac-Man theory, in which...
No.
Look it up, Pete.
I know where you're going with this. Okay, go ahead.
There is a wormhole that if you go from one side of the Earth to the other, you come out on the other side of the Earth.
like
Pac-Man,
literally
like the
Pac-Man.
game
He goes
Pac-Man.
off screen and he automatically appears on the other
If
side.
you go to the right, as far as you can go, you'll come out through the left.
Oh my god, are you
Pac-Man
kidding
theory.
me?
Pac-Man theory is a real thing in the Flat Earth Society.
And that's what they call it? There's no more scientific.
Nope. There is no science with Flat Earthers.
Obviously not. My god.
And I'm just like astounded by the hoops they will go through to not accept that the world is round.
And not only do they try to not accept that the world is round themselves, they will go out of their way to make you feel stupid for thinking that it's round.
Exactly.
That's fucking
bonkers.
weird. It is bonkers. It is cuckoo bananas. So, you've never met anyone who's actually a flat earther, have you?
I don't think so. They might hide it well. Maybe.
I don't know.
Yeah, they'd probably be like, yeah.
They're pretty outspoken, that
Uh-huh.
that crew of people.
Have you?
No, I haven't either. That's why I don't know if there's that many down here. I mean, is there a flat earth society like here in like Valley chapter?
Oh,
kind of?
probably.
Wow, we should look that up.
I mean, there's people
We
everywhere.
should try to join it, just to like get some information and come back and rag on them.
What if they convert us though? What if they? Because we're kind of stupid, Pete.
That is true.
We're gonna be like, that makes a lot of
We
sense.
come in with our in theory, we're hovering in a hot air balloon.
They're like, so the reason why you don't move for 24 hours is because the Earth isn't round, Pete.
Wow, man, that's crazy. Yeah, I haven't really Mark, in my in my elderly state that I'm in right now, I don't have time and or energy to give
Go
a
down.
shit about things anymore.
Yeah.
Dude, in my 20s, I gave a shit about everything. And everything would either fill me with rage or curiosity, and I was like, I'm going to study more about that. Let me Alta Vista, go look up shit and whatever.
Yeah.
And I just can't do it anymore. I cannot bring myself to do it.
Well, it's like if you go, what used to happen to me is like the Wikipedia wormhole that you would go down.
Yes, and I would do that all the time. That's how my nights were spent.
Interesting.
Yes, and then you learn more shit, and then you'd read 3/4 of the way down on a page, and there's a little one of those hyperlink words,
Yeah.
and it's like, oh, I want to know about this.
Just
and-
like the Blood Countess. And who's the Blood Countess? Oh, Bloody Mary. Oh, the
Right.
drink. How do you make the drink?
Exactly. So
Where does celery come from?
I
Fun fact, celery plants.
yeah, it comes from the ground. Yeah, no, man, I can't wrap my head around flat earthers and all those people who they have their own agendas and their own beliefs and their own whatever. I mean, I like to think that I'm like a Jedi kind of I that's what I want to believe. I am I religious? No, but am I one with the Force? Fucking A, I am. But is that real? Probably not. But I don't care anymore. And no one else should care either. So if you want to believe that the Earth is flat, go right ahead. I don't give a shit. I don't care.
Yeah.
You're fucking stupid. But that's for me to believe.
I don't know. It's just I have this really bad habit where if people are wrong, if I'm wrong, I would like people to tell me, hey, heads up, by the way, you're mistaken about this information. Here's the true information. Oh, thank you. I thought I was right. As it turns out, I'm mistaken. Thank you for showing me the truth. Here are people that you want to say, hey, you're mistaken. Here's the truth. They're like, that's not the truth. This is the truth.
Right.
And
That's why,
frustrates.
exactly. That's why I don't talk politics and I don't talk religion with anybody.
True that.
I can't. I don't have the energy to. Even if I know that I'm right and they're wrong, I don't even have the energy to argue anymore.
Yeah.
I don't have it. I don't care.
Because it's so difficult to change people's mind nowadays.
And you shouldn't want to anymore. I think that's the main difference between Pete at 26 and Pete at 36, which is I used to want to change people's views and perceptions and make them understand for the greater good, you know. And how narcissistic is that of me to think that like my belief system is the greater good because
I have
I'm
all
right.
the answers.
Exactly. No one has the fucking answers.
I have the answers, Pete.
You don't have the answers.
Don't ask me about weather balloons. I mean, hot air balloons.
Yeah. And I can't do it anymore.
Yeah, it's
I
pretty
just can't.
exhausting. People
It is.
suck.
People are exhausting. We got some good feedback on the Joker talk that we had last week of the new trailer. You had a couple people message me and saying like, you know, it was very interesting to hear our take on it about how we feel like society is what changed him, and a lot of people liked Quentin's like innocent, childlike perception of like, why are they being mean to him, you know? But anything else going on? Anything else you want to throw in before we?
I helped my brother. Just like real quick story. I helped my brother move yesterday. He lives in Weslaco. He's moving within Weslaco.
Is this the really
This is the older brother.
competitive one?
No.
Okay.
Although really quick story. I was talking to my office mate, and the conversation went to push-ups, and I said, I couldn't think of how many push-ups I can do. I was like, whatever amount of push-ups baby brother can do, add 2 to that, and that's how many push-ups I can do. And he said, no, I don't think so. I'm like, bullshit, I could do more push-ups than baby brother. Because look, baby brother was always more fit than me, but he's let himself go. And I've been putting in that work. Pete, look at his arm right here. Oh, yeah. So I've been putting in that work. And I'm like, I think I might be able to take him now.
Okay.
And he was like, no way. He was in the Army. He did push-ups for days.
Right.
He's probably still got it in the tank. And I was like, no, I don't think so. He goes, let's go talk to him right now. And I was like, let's fucking go talk to him then. So we go over, and he's about to go on lunch. Because my office mate is his boss. He tells him, hey, I'm going to head out to lunch right now. And he goes, okay, yeah, real quick. Mark said he can do more push-ups than you. And he goes, I don't think he can. And he goes, and he's like, I told you. And I was like, I think I could do whatever you could do 2 more than that. And he goes, no, I don't think so. So we dropped it at that. He started, his boss, my office mate, stayed in the server room. And then we started walking back to my office because that's where baby brother leaves. And we're walking down the hall, and he turns to me and he goes, we're going to do push-ups, right? I'm like, yeah, we're probably going to do push-ups. So we go to the office.
Oh, my God.
And he's like, how do we do this? I was like, maybe we should do it at the same time. He goes, no, I think you're going to slow me down. Let me do them first, and then you try to meet up with me. I was like, I don't appreciate you. You said that I'm going to slow you down, but go for it. So I closed my office door because I don't want people to walk around and see me doing push-ups. So then he fucking starts busting out push-ups like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I look at him. I'm like, I fucked up. I was not ready for this at all. He fucking starts busting out push-ups. And then he gets up to, his final number is 48.
Before
he's like, okay, I'm done.
Okay.
And I was like, motherfuck. Okay, so it was my turn, and I start doing my push-ups. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Slow and steady wins the race.
Slow and steady wins the race. That's as fast as I can go, Pete. I'm not going to take any. So I fucking get up to about the 30-something. And we allowed ourselves pauses. He took a couple of pauses, but you have to be in the air doing a plank to do a pause. So I catching my breath, I'm doing a plank, and he says, why don't you spread out your arms a little bit more? And I was like, okay, I spread out my arms, and they sucked even more. He was keeping count of my push-ups, and I'm fucking trying to do my push-ups. I get up to 47, and I'm halfway there, and I collapse.
Oh.
And I'm like, I couldn't do it.
You were there.
I was so close. I gave it everything in my tank, and I fucking could not push that extra push-up. And then he tells me, I gotta be honest, I think I miscounted. I think you were about 3 less than what I was at. So in actuality, I probably did like 43 push-ups.
Okay.
And he busted out 48.
Wow.
So anyways, he's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Anyways.
But you can still kick higher, right?
Oh, yeah. Look at these fucking kicks, bro.
What are you wearing?
These are Crocs.
I was was not prepared for that. I hadn't even looked at your shoes at all.
Why would you look at my shoes? We're opposite ends of the table.
I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready for that. Oh my god, he just nonchalantly put it on the table. Oh god. Okay, well,
let's wrap this up.
yeah, hit the music. Oh god. Well, thank you all for joining us. Thanks for coming back after last week. I was not a fan of last week's show. I think it was a little slow paced and all over the place, but like less like entertaining than usual. But hey, that's just my opinion. I'm glad that we're you made me crack up, so hopefully some of you are laughing too. Thank you all for listening. Special thanks to our sponsor, Chico's Bail Bonds. Remind everybody that to like, rate, and subscribe us. Subscribe to us on YouTube. And if you have a Google Home kind of a thingamabob, I don't know, I should really write that down. Just go to it and say, play the latest episode of the Still Unnamed Podcast and say subscribe. And pretty proud about that. So anyway, on that note, I'm Pete Salas along with
Mark Double Trouble Rodriguez.
Have yourselves a very happy Taco Tuesday.
Happy Taco Tuesday.
Bye-bye.